this week. Starting this week, let's get past April 3rd, the third week. Let's get into the fourth week. You can see the title moving from discussions and templates to summary responses. So that should give you an indicator that we're kind of making a move in here at some point. So let me give you the rundown. I think this is all doable for this week. You have a discussion in which you are going to, a structured discussion in which you are going to discuss the two articles that we are going to use for this week. The articles for this week, Reinventing Higher Education for Affordability, and you guys have already read this one, but we're looking at it again. Colleges are turning student cell phones, phones into surveillance machines, tracking the locations of hundreds of thousands. So in this discussion, you're going to need to work with these two articles. They have links in there as well. I've given you this really cool little 2-minute calm yourself down method. It's really good. It actually works. I've tried it a few times. I've tried it with my grandkids. It works. And so I think it's something that a person of any age could gain from. So give it a shot. It's optional. By Tuesday, I want you to read this, The Art of Summarizing. Obviously, this is going to be a focus of this week, this whole concept of summarizing. Here, I've got a quiz that's asking you to reread. I want you to review Chapter 1 and read that Chapter 2, The Art of Summarizing. This quiz is going to have questions on both of them. Not as many on Chapter 1, some review from Chapter 1, and questions on Chapter 2. It's still a 10-point quiz. Here's your list of articles. Here you have instructions. Is everything you would need. I'll click it for you to see that how to write academic summaries. Here's a video. How to write summaries, instructions, me with the instructions. The rubric, how is it going to be graded? Then I give you some sample student summaries of different strengths. That's a lot of S's. It's on the article. They wrote these summaries based on this article that you have not read. So yes, you're going to have to probably read. You could try and read these summaries and see how strong and convincing they look with or without having read the article. The article is pretty interesting. It fits right in with these other ones, how COVID-19 contact tracing works on your phone. So you could see the phone, the contact tracing article and the surveillance article go really well together. So here you've got, I named them kind of, I don't know, they're samples. And then also there's another article called The Joy of Instagram from a previous quarter, and some of their samples. All right, and some of the samples in these are annotated, meaning I've graded them and made comments of them, and some of them are just graded. So that should be helpful for you to be able to get to that and take a look at all those summaries. Summaries, again, as I stated, are way harder to write than we think, okay? Student sample, there's another link for student samples. On the 22nd, you're going to have a practice summary due. That is Thursday, I believe. It's locked until the 19th. And then you're going to submit a summary of one of those two articles. And the rubric is here for you to look at. Okay, so you don't have to sit here and go, how am I supposed to do it? Okay. The practice summary, yes, it's graded. This is one of our graded components. It's for you to have a chance to practice writing an academic summary and not have as much at stake here. Another textbook reading that I want you to look at, as he himself puts it, it's called The Art of Quoting. I may pull this one down into next week as well because it's got some really great stuff in it. I want you to watch these two really short videos. One is called Comma Story, and the other is called How to Use a Semicolon. They're very short. I think they're animated. If you haven't kind of refreshed yourself on exactly why you would need to use a comma and exactly why you might want to use a semicolon, you're in college now. You should know how to use your punctuation to your advantage every time. Okay, you're also being assigned your first sort of bigger, I guess we could say bigger points, and it is a summary and a response. So the one up here is just a practice summary. Down here, you're going to summarize an article and then write a response to it. And in the response, you're going to be using the templates. Okay, so you're welcome to click this link here, find out what you need to do. It's not due, look, until April 24th. It's due next week. So you've got plenty to keep you moving and motivated this week. Nothing in here is hugely, singularly time consuming. I would say probably one of the longest is going to be reading these articles and answering the discussion. But I really want to get that set up before Zoom and before we move into, the later part of the week. So that's why it's set way up here. Okay, I think that gives you enough to get started on. It looks like you have a discussion, a quiz, a homework, and then something that's assigned. So actually it doesn't look like it's too bad for this week. Any questions, let me know. Otherwise,